Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of What You Smellin' with Cubbuz and Kellen. Obviously, I'm Chubbs.
I'm Kellen.
And we're back at it.
Let's go.
What's up, Kels? How was your weekend? What you been up to? What's going on?
My weekend was splendid.
We'll talk about it.
Well, on Sunday night, I don't know what everybody else was doing, but I was on my couch with about 8-10 people, eating some In-N-Out burger, drinking a couple beers, watching SWAT on CBS. Yeah,
That's a great show.
It is. It's my favorite television show.
Really?
Especially the one on May 1st on Sunday night at 10 p.m. and next day Hulu, because I'm co-starring in it.
Oh, wait.
So check it out. If you haven't watched it yet, go to Hulu, go to your local provider, Google it, demand it, watch it, check me out. How was your weekend, Chubbs?
My weekend was awesome, brother. I was able to end Ramadan. It was Eid this weekend. It was a glorious 30 days of reflecting, fasting, and just purifying the body, the mind, and the soul, and breaking bad habits and creating some new habits. So,
we can finally go to lunch.
Exactly. During the daytime,
yes.
we can actually.
Yes.
We don't have to do the podcast with me a little grumpy because I haven't eaten in 17 hours, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, other than that, it was actually awesome, bro. It was really, really good. Let's talk about this episode, though.
Yes.
What was it like being on set?
It was a good experience, you know. I thought all the actors, I have nothing bad to say. They're all nice. They're all extremely helpful, you know, with me. And they made me feel part of the team. And,
Nice.
you know, the whole cast and crew were amazing. And it was just an opportunity that I'll never forget. It was 6 days. We had to be on location. We had to be, you know, in the studio. I even got called in to do a little voiceover. So I kind of got the whole runaround of,
Nice.
you know, all the experience. And I loved it.
What kind of role did you play?
I played a hijacker of a
Oh,
plane.
he was hijacking.
I was hijacking planes, man.
You went to your roots.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'm never gonna be able to go through TSA again. That's it. Sir, could you step aside, please? Let's wand you. Boop, boop. Take your shirt off, please.
That's what's up.
Bring
So
in
you
the
had
background.
a little bit of a gritty villain type of role.
Yes.
This wasn't the typical Kellen smiling,
No.
trying to look good.
No.
You know, you were
You know,
vindictive and wicked,
you know,
sinister.
I had to tell people what's up. I had to keep people in their place. You know.
That's what's up, bro. Very proud of you. That's
Thank
a great
you.
accomplishment, man. Good
I
job.
appreciate
You know what I'm saying? So let's get into our, you know, we like to start the show with our video clip of the week. And this week's clip is going to be from game 1 of the Warriors and Grizzlies. This is when Draymond Green was ejected due to a flagrant 2 foul that was called. I believe it was in the second quarter with about 1 minute and 23 seconds left.
Let's see what the fuss is about.
Let's check it out.
Green strips Anderson, and then Anderson picks it back up. Clock inside is fouled. Anderson, and then Anderson picks it back up. Clock inside is fouled. And they're going to look at that one as Clark went down. Draymond Green immediately went to look to help him up after the foul. Officials signal they're going to look at it. That's going to be a flagrant. No.
This is a asinine, ass 10, ass 11 situation. I think this is all about Draymond's reputation. I think he was given his flagrant foul because of who he is, not for what he did. And if you look at the definition of a flagrant 2 foul in the NBA, it's an excessive foul that's unnecessary. I think the foul was very necessary. It definitely set a tone and be physical, but he tried to help the guy up. He tried to, you know, it was a strong physical play, but I don't think there was any malice in it.
I hear what you're saying, but I disagree.
Let me hear you.
I really believe that the Warriors, you know, I think they need to get rid of him. I think they need to cut him right now. And the Lakers should sign him right now. Obviously, he shouldn't have been thrown out. That is a weak call. We've all seen the 80s basketball. We've seen things 50 times worse that were called basic fouls. He was trying to keep him up. I can't believe we were talking about this.
Exactly.
But since we are, I still think, Steve Kerr, if you're listening, cut him right now so the Lakers can sign him.
I'm down with them getting signed by the Lakers. We'll take anybody right now, including you and the cast of SWAT. But like I said, this is a reputation thing. I think Draymond has somewhat of a reputation of being physical. He was also, you got to remember, suspended Game 5 of the NBA Finals in 2016, I believe. So kind of goes with his
Yes.
reputation. He's a victim of his physical play, and I think he's a great basketball player, a good man for the NBA, and they totally screwed him. I think they're being a little soft like Sharman with this situation. But hey, it is what it is. So Kels wants him to come to the Lakers. I'm definitely with that. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm definitely with it.
I'd love for it to.
Come hang out on Crenshaw, Draymond.
Come on.
You understand me? All right, well, let's follow up with, we're going to go into the draft, and we're going to recap that a little bit, our takeaways from that. So tell me, was there anything interesting or surprising that you felt about the 2022 NFL draft this year? There were also a couple predictions that you made that came true.
There plenty interesting.
I want you to definitely expound on that.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, I think we all know, the most interesting part of the draft is that the quarterbacks, they all fell a lot further than we thought they were going to fall. Mm-hmm. Except for Kenny Pickett, who happened to go to Pittsburgh. Check it out. I called it, and he's going to be your Offensive Player of the Year.
Episode 2, check that out.
Check it out. Called it. Kenny Pickett. But he's our first-round pick. Let's talk about the other guys. They were talking about possibly being the first round, maybe second-rounders, and they're going in third, fourth, fifth rounds, which, for me, one of my favorites was Desmond Ridder. He ends up in Atlanta with our boy Drake London, who, by the way, you tried to take his checks away, saying he's a third-rounder last time. You said hopefully we can get him in the third. Seventh overall pick. He's getting paid. Congratulations, Drake London. Sign that contract.
Get your money, baby.
And, I think Desmond Ridder ended up in a great spot. He's going to be backing up Mariota. I do think Mariota will start. I think they'll give him a good shot. And, I could see him starting maybe as early as the end of next year to, in 2 years from now. We'll see how Mariota does. But the quarterback that I think ended up in the most likely to start position, I wouldn't say the best position because of the team that he has around him, would be Matt Corral. Yeah.
He was drafted by?
He was drafted by the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I just really think, they are not sold on our boy from USC. Darnold. They're not sold on him. I think they have a quick hook on him. I definitely think Darnold will be the game one starter. Week one, game one. But I do think they'll have a quick leash. And I've watched a lot of Darnold games.
Quick leash or short leash?
Short leash. Quick leash. Whatever you want to call it. But they're going to pull him quick.
My boy.
Because I watched a lot of the Darnold games because my family's, part of them are Jets fans, which shout out to the Jets. Had a great draft. They possibly had the best cornerback, the best receiver, and the best edge all taken in the first round with Ahmad Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and Jeremiah Johnson. But you know how the Jets are. Let's win a little bit more before we talk about them. But shout out, finally, great draft, guys. Killed it. Back to Matt Corral. Like I said, they're going to have a quick leash and a short leash, however you want to say it. And, I see him probably getting a start in by week 4, week 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Darnold's either going to get injured or he's going to have a bad game. And they're going to pull him. They're going to see what Corral has. They're going to throw him in early. Especially with Rule. Rule, he knows his days are a little numbered. He really needs to win this year, and he's not going to let the train fall off the tracks like he has the last 2 years. Last 2 years, they've started out, I think, like 4-0 and 3-0, and he just lets them fall off the track, and he's going to be wary of that. And as soon as he starts seeing what he doesn't like, he's going to pull him, and he's going to try to see what he can get with the rookie.
You don't think Darnold's going to try to rely or put a little bit of the load on his running back, McCaffrey? Christian McCaffrey's coming off an injury. I think he definitely wants to
Christian
show his bounce
McCaffrey
back.
is always coming off an injury.
True, but he might.
Guess what? In 2 games, he's going to have 2 great games, and then guess what? He's going to be coming on. He's going to be back on the IR, collecting checks. That's for Christian McCaffrey right there. They're driving there right now to go pick him up.
Pick him up.
Yeah, they're already planning for it.
He's already self-making potatoes at the house.
You might as well. He's not making potatoes at the house. He has some hot girl. I forget who it is. Somebody famous.
Really?
Yeah, some famous girlfriend. He's going to be out in Hawaii, cashing checks, watching the games, playing fantasy football.
I think Darnold might do all right. Like I said, I think he's going to rely on using his skill position players like Christian McCaffrey. I think Christian McCaffrey, coming off the injury, definitely wants to show that he's reliable and durable. I think he's going to have a full season. I'm going to wish him good health. And I think the Panthers might make a little bit of noise in the NFC South. But going back to the draft, and one of my takeaways was I was surprised that Malik Willis, he fell to the 86th pick in the 3rd round of the
He did,
draft.
to Tennessee, which, by the way, shout out the other big surprise, A.J. Brown being traded from Tennessee
to the
Eagles, getting a $100 million contract, but nobody saw that coming. I didn't see that coming. That's a huge loss to me for Tennessee. Malik Willis in Tennessee, I think it's interesting. Like I said, I think he has a lot of talent. He transferred from Auburn. I don't know if anybody else did. I did not watch a lot of Liberty games. And in Auburn, the one thing I will say, he didn't play a lot at Auburn, but Bo Nix was probably the most overrated quarterback in college football the last 3 or 4 years. And, you know, I see why he wasn't given an opportunity, because Bo Nix was like their Lord and Savior. And
let me ask you another interesting question. After Malik Willis was drafted by the Tennessee Titans, there was a report that came out from Ryan Tannehill, who's obviously the starting quarterback, and he said he had no idea that the Titans were planning to draft a quarterback in the 3rd round with their 86th pick. And he also added that he doesn't feel like it's his job to mentor Malik Willis at all. You being a former quarterback and possibly, you know, have been in a situation like this, if you have a young quarterback coming in, do you think it's your responsibility to kind of mentor and guide him and show him the ropes?
I think you can. I think it depends on where you're at in your career. If you are, you know, let's say Kenny Pickett came in last year for Pittsburgh and
for
Roethlisberger, and Roethlisberger knew this was his last year. Mm-hmm. Maybe a good year to mentor a little bit.
Gotcha.
But I think with Tannehill, he's still looking at himself as playing 5 or 6 more years,
fighting for the position,
still wants to win a championship. So he sees there to be no use for this backup quarterback right now, and he's not even going to waste time, energy, and why would he make you better? So you can take my position? This is the NFL. This is not for long. I ain't letting you take my position. You can figure it out. I'm not going to be a dick to you, but I'm not going to sit here and hold your hand. You got to figure it out.
I understand that, and I'm going to follow up with another question.
Good.
Do you think it's the responsibility of the organization to inform your starting quarterback that you plan to draft a quarterback in the draft?
Not in the 3rd round. 1st round, I do believe for Tannehill, if I was going to draft a quarterback in the 1st, maybe early 2nd, I would inform him of the possibility, depending on, you know, where things fall. But once you get to the 3rd round, those are value picks. You know who's best available, and you take it. You take Malik Willis there if you feel like that.
Would you feel threatened as a quarterback if you were the starter and they picked a quarterback in the 3rd round?
I always feel threatened. But, you know, I'm not going to lie. I don't want them picking nobody. I want all that position myself. But, you know, I like to compete. Who cares about me? I'm a sports talker.
I think competition brings out the best in everybody. Whether you win or lose, you want to be able to compete. Obviously, you want to win, but the opportunity to compete, I think is a blessing.
I think doubt in sports is an underrated killer of a superstar. And I think that's why a lot of people can quickly go from great to average. More than their skill is that something happened in their career where they started to doubt themselves. And that's what I'm saying, especially at the quarterback position. I never want to put doubt in my quarterback's head. And drafting somebody will put doubt a little bit in his head, which will put a little bit more stress. I want him playing freely, confident, and to the best of his ability.
How do you feel about pressure?
Pressure is important, because if you don't feel the pressure, it's not important to you, it doesn't mean anything. But you also can't let it kill you, so it's a fine line, and it's very difficult.
I think pressure is privilege. If you're in a position to be pressured to do or to have an outcome of success, I think that's privilege. I'm going to take a quote from my boy Steven Jack, Stack 5. When it comes to pressure, all we do is make love to it. You like that? Shout out to Stack 5. That's a great quote of his. Let's go on to the NBA. We had a game 1 versus Warriors and Grizzlies. Came down to a last second play.
Yep.
With your boy Ja.
Yep.
Had a layup that he missed. Game was good. Draymond Green obviously was ejected, so we weren't at full strength as far as the Warriors.
Yeah.
But reflecting on game 1, as we approach game 2, and the Warriors are favored to win this game, how do you see this series?
The series.
Today's. Not. You know, we'll get to that later. But how do you see the series moving forward and the adjustments that you think need to be made?
I mean, I've made it clear, first of all, that I think Golden State is the favorite for the Western Conference.
The entire conference?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think they're favorite. In my opinion, which is holds a lot of weight.
So you see the nucleus of the Warriors as far as being a complete team. You think they're ready
Yes.
to go get the ring
So
again?
in terms of the series, I think it's over. I just look at the stats. Andrew Wiggins 6 for 14, Thompson 8 for 20, Curry 6 for 19. I mean, nobody had a big game. Draymond Green's out, and they still won by 1 point. Meanwhile, Jordan Poole scoring 31, Ja Morant scoring 34 points. That's a good game for them.
Mm-hmm.
So you had your best players having a great game and their best players having an average game and one getting kicked out, and you still lost by 1 at home. The series is over. Golden State will win this series in 5 to 6 games. Six. We'll go 6.
Piggybacking off what you were saying, I think Memphis let go of a great opportunity to steal game one. Stealing game one puts a certain mental effect on the team who's supposed to win. I think all the pressure obviously is on the Warriors because the Warriors are expected to win and they're favored in the series. But knowing that Memphis had the opportunity to steal game one and didn't take advantage of them, I think will be a detriment to them going down later in the series. I think their psyche is a little rattled right now, but you know, it's all about how you respond to adverse situations. So we'll see what they're made of, but I think it's going to be tough for them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? You agree?
I agree.
Is that a good beverage?
It was. It really, you know.
Took a nice little sip.
It was.
Yeah, okay.
You got me percolating over here, thinking of the brain
Really?
while I'm drinking.
Was your throat dry?
It was dry.
Yeah. Commentary is kind of dry too. Probably not. Don't leave.
Why are you
please.
trying to be mean?
Okay, I'm sorry.
I thought we're friends.
Okay, we're going. As you know, we like to close the show every episode with what we're smelling, and we're going to do a couple predictions for the games tonight. We got the
Tonight and on Wednesday, I believe. We got 4 games.
We do. We have Bucks and Celtics tonight, as well as the Warriors and Grizz in Game 2. Both of these are Game 2. We'll start with Bucks versus Celtics, and the Celtics are actually the favorite to win this game.
They are. All right. Do I start with the prediction?
You can go ahead and give your prediction.
Bucks are taking Game 2.
Wow.
They're home. Like I said, well, first of all, Marcus Smart is supposed to be out. From what I saw, predicted to be out for the game, which I already told you, and again in an earlier podcast, that's their heart, that's their team. And by the way, Jaylen Brown is who we thought he is. 4 for 13, 12 points. Is that a superstar? Is that a superstar, or is it? I rest my case. I'm.
You better be careful. Jaylen might hear you.
Bucks Game 2.
The Bucks. This is going to be a good game. I mean, the Greek Freak is playing out of his mind. He's, with no doubt, the best player in the NBA right now. He's the best basketball player on the planet right now. Milwaukee has a lot of momentum. I see a lot of help coming from it's my boy Brook Lopez. And Wesley Matthews coming off the bench has been playing solid. Drew Holiday, he's kind of hit or miss sometimes, but I think he's going to have a solid game. But if I had to make a pick, I kind of think Boston's going to be a little resilient and pull it out tonight. So I'm going with Boston Celtics, even though I hate the Celtics.
I think Drew Holiday is going to have a big game. I think he had a good game in Game 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to have a big game. I think he's actually the reason why the Bucks will advance and who's holding him down as Middleton, who has a sprained knee,
Mm-hmm.
as Middleton's out. That's my opinion. I think Drew Holiday, he goes for at least 22 points.
He's picking the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm going to go with the shocker, and I'm going to pick the Boston Celtics to win tonight.
The shocker, the favorite.
So we'll see how that turns out next episode. We will cover that. All right, let's go to Game 2, which is Warriors versus Grizzlies. Warriors are the favorite to win this game. How do you see this coming out?
I already told you.
What are you smelling? Tell me what you're smelling.
You know what I'm smelling? I'm smelling that the Warriors, guess what? They're gonna lose tonight. And Grizzlies are gonna win. This is gonna be their one win. Yep. They're home. Ja Morant feeds off the home team. I think Draymond Green's podcast, I think, you know, it does distract a little bit from the team.
Mm-hmm.
I think with them having a Game 1 victory, knowing they can go back 1-1, back to their home court, I think that all feeds for, you know, a Memphis victory.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with the Warriors. I think Memphis had their chance to steal Game 1. I think their psyche is completely flipped. I don't think they have the mental fortitude to pull out a victory tonight. So the Warriors will go up 2-0 coming back home. I'm not predicting.
Wait. I might be off right now. Hold on my notes. I think Golden State is home. Are the Warriors
No,
home?
the game is in Memphis.
It is in Memphis. Okay, I was
Memphis
right.
is the number 2 seed.
Oh, that's what I thought.
See, but you,
Sorry, doubted myself.
like I
Doubted
said,
myself.
the Warriors will win tonight. Go back to the Bay Area with a 2-0 lead over the Memphis Grizzlies. Okay? Let's go to tomorrow's matchup. We have the 76ers of Philadelphia versus the Heat of Miami. Miami is favored to win that game. Game 1 was pretty much an ass kicking. The 76ers got ran out the gym. James Harden, man.
A second half ass kicking. It was 51-50 in the first halftime.
Well, I mean, they had an 11-point lead, and they made a run towards the end of the second quarter. But once the second half started, Miami took control of the game again. And I know a lot of people had expectations for James Harden, but he hasn't been able to deliver. He has a history of not showing up or delivering in the playoffs, and I thought this would be the opportunity for James to kind of step up. I don't know if the man's getting old. I don't know if he's clubbing too much. I don't know if he, you know what I'm saying, he messing with them.
I mean, I went to Houston one time.
What?
I went to Houston one time, and I still get texts from the James Harden 13 Club every Saturday telling me who's performing. I'm like, damn.
Because my boy, he doing his step back, but he looking slow, man. I don't know if he had a couple Philly cheesesteaks from Pat's or Geno's. I don't know, but it's on James, and James hasn't delivered yet. So if I got to pick this game, I'm going with Miami Heat because Jimmy Buckets is balling. They have when it comes down to when you're in the second round and beyond in the playoffs, it comes down to the coaching. And Eric Spoelstra is a great coach. And I see Miami winning this game and taking a commanding 2-0 lead going back to Philly.
I see Miami winning this series.
For sure.
But I see this kind of similar to...
What about this game, too?
I see it similar to the Memphis game. I see James Harden. He knows, he has SportsCenter. He turns on. He sees that they're saying that you're only shooting 13 shots per game, that you need to step up. He's down 0-1. He has nothing to lose. He's going to launch it up. He's going to, shoot 20, 25 times. He's going to have a big game. He's going to lead them to a big victory tonight, and then he's going to fizzle.
He hasn't been able to get to the foul line like he usually does, so we'll see what he does tonight. If he doesn't get at least 14 free throws,
he's going to be hot from 3 tonight.
76 don't have. You think so?
Yeah.
We'll make a side bet.
All right.
We'll bet avocado toast on that game. Just between me and you, avocado toast.
All right.
Then we'll go to the next game, which is the Suns versus the Mavericks. Phoenix is the favorite to win that game. Phoenix won that game last night. It was a convincing victory. Luka played pretty well. If I had to pick that game, I think Luka gonna get cracking in game 2. So I give it to the Mavs. I think the Mavs will take game 2 against the Phoenix Suns.
I don't even think I want to talk about this series because it's already over. The Suns are going to win this.
Sweep?
Sweep.
Another avocado toast?
Another avocado toast on the sweep.
Another avocado toast on the sweep.
I think the most interesting thing about this series is to watch JaVale McGee go for his 4th possible championship ring with 3 teams. You know,
he went from
Shaq and a fool to 4
ring
rings.
number 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Him and Shaq need to do, when they
golf.
retire. Him and Shaq need to do like a comedy movie together.
Damn, him and Shaq will both have 4 rings.
Yeah.
He should definitely press Shaq's line.
Yep.
I would talk big shit to Shaq about that for sure.
For sure.
Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your support. Thank you for watching another episode of What You Smellin' with Cubbuz and Kellen. We love y'all. Stay strong, and we'll be talking to you soon.